I've said it before and I will say it again. I have a lot of lore. One part of my lore is my time working in politics, particularly my time working in legislative politics. And I want to talk about it because I think that in order for us to understand Congress, in order for you to understand Congress, you need to understand how legislative bodies actually work. And even though I've never worked for Congress, I did for 5-6 years work for the Washington State Legislature and a bunch of different roles. But today I want to talk about my job working as the executive legislative assistant to the Speaker of the House, because that job really taught me about power. It taught me about how political power in politics is wielded, and it taught me that nothing happens by accident. So let's talk about it. You know, the Speaker of the House is an incredibly important job. There is a reason why the Speaker is third in line when it comes to succession on the federal level, and on the state level, they're probably right behind the governor when it comes to who has the most political power. And, you know, speakers use their power in different ways, but here are a couple of things that I have observed through my lived experience of working inside of a chamber like this. So number one, the speaker controls the agenda, point blank, period. Nothing hits the floor without the speaker's blessing. Nothing will go to the floor of the House without being ran by the speaker and having some kind of agreement on it. So if the speaker doesn't want something to be heard, it doesn't get a hearing on the floor. Period. There will be no debate. It will not come to the floor for a vote. Another really, really important aspect of the speakership that people don't really know about is the speaker decides committee assignments. Every single legislature has legislators who want seats at the most powerful committees. So think about things like the Appropriations Committee, the Judiciary Committee, or the Rules Committee. The Speaker is the one that doles out those seats to members of the majority caucus. And not only does the Speaker control what actually goes to the floor for a vote, they really do control what is even said on the floor. Because again, I will just keep re-emphasizing this. Once a bill goes to the floor for a vote, everything that comes next is not a surprise. It is a well-orchestrated dance. So before members meet to go to the floor for a vote, they usually have caucus. So that will be when the Republicans and the Democrats will go into a big meeting room that is next to the Speaker's office, or if you're in the minority leader's office, and they will meet. They'll get a big stack of bills, and on top of that, it will be a list of bills that they're going to run through on the floor today. So the Speaker, the majority leader, and the whip in the caucus chair will usually be up on some kind of dais, and they will sit. They'll have breakfast or lunch or dinner or all three, depending on what kind of floor action is happening that day. And they're going to sit and go through and be like, okay, Representative Jefferson, you have this bill. We're going to bring it to the floor. I'm going to give you, I don't know, you can speak on it, and then there's going to be 3 other people that are going to speak on this bill before we pass it. Who wants to speak? Raise your hand. There's still a lot more I could say, but this is getting pretty long, so please let me know if you want more. I love talking about how legislatures work.